I am in the middle of prep for another market, which is the Dallas Contemporary Museum Art Book Fair. And I have about like 2 weeks right now, like a little bit under 2 weeks to get everything ready, and I am gonna be focusing on making stuff at home. So I'm gonna be making new stickers and new sticker sheets, and I'm also gonna be doing a lot of riso printing of art prints and zines. So right now I'm getting some files ready for this sketchbook zine that I have been wanting to make for forever, since I finished my last sketchbook, and I just haven't made the time to fully print it and everything. So right now I am converting the files so that my riso duplicator can read the files, and then I'm gonna get to printing. I have a few other things also that I need to print, honestly. I actually have a lot of things that I need to print, but I just really want to get this sketchbook zine printed because it's kind of a little bit of a heftier project. So whenever there's a lot of ink, a lot of pages or something, I like to go ahead and get started because I know it's going to take me a while. Like, I'm probably going to work on this for the rest of the day, most likely. It suddenly got so dark outside. Maybe you can't tell, but it got so dark outside, so I hope there's not a storm and we lose power and then I can't riso print. Hello. Last week I finished printing all of the pages for my sketchbook zine, and I think it turned out super awesome. I love the quality that the riso gives my sketches. However, but also, sorry, before I get into that, look at this Lucello sketch. It looks so good in riso colors. So, however, the first page, the cover, ended up really misaligned, and I feel like normally I might not mind, but because this is the cover of the zine, I kind of don't want that to be the like introduction to the zine. So I'm gonna have to redo these pages, which is fine. But yeah, I am gonna redo that right now because I don't love the misalignment. Again, like I said, normally I don't care about misalignment, but in this case, because it's the cover, I just don't want it to be misaligned. I also got a new laptop, and yes, it is green, because my other laptop is like super, my other laptop was super overpowered for what I use it for. I literally just use it for riso, honestly. I sometimes will take it places, but I wanted to give my other laptop to my partner because it's just a lot heftier. So I just got like the cheapest little new MacBook, and it's so cute. Okay. So it's a little loud, but I'm currently draining my orange drum because I haven't used it in too long. And so when you don't use a riso drum, it just like, it starts to dry out the ink. So you kind of have to like drain it and then reapply, tell the machine to reapply the ink to the drum. So I've been doing this for like an hour, hour and a half, trying to get it completely empty. But yeah, I just haven't used it. I have kind of been, unfortunately, fairly blocked for, I want to say, this entire year. Like, I've still been able to produce things, but I've just been so unhappy with the work that I make, and I've been feeling a little bit lost in my artistic identity. So this is just kind of a consequence of it in a way. But I'm hoping once I get past this market and then I can do a little shop update. I don't know. I'm feeling really lost, honestly, right now in terms of my work, so I just haven't been really making a ton of stuff. Apparently this day my mic was not connected to my camera, and it was the one day that I decided to not check. So that's super awesome. No audio for this entire day of the vlog, but it was not a super eventful day like we have been seeing. I just have been riso printing all week. That's basically all of the prep that I did for this book fair. I was redoing some of my zines, and also I had just ran out of some of my more popular riso prints, so I was just trying to get as much printed as possible and also as soon as possible, just because riso ink does take quite a long time to dry. So just even, you know, if I want to do multiple colors, but even just like traveling, I didn't want it to be smudging in there. But I redid the front and back of my Yakult zine, like the front and back cover. I did not like the covers that I did last time, and I think this one turned out a lot better. Lots of paper stuff this week, guys. I also really like that I decided to change up my Mexico City zine, and I decided to go with a pink cover and back cover. I haven't done that yet with a zine, and I see a lot of people do that. I haven't done it. So I like the pink paper, and I also switched the mint ink that I was using before for my blue ink, just because I like how the flow pink and the blue looks together. And I spent the rest of my day just assembling a bunch of zines. I called my cousin and we were just on FaceTime while I was cranking these bad boys out. This process, this part of the process can be kind of meditative for me. So I was just like honed in on folding these, stapling them, and then rounding the corners. I have seen some people having like this really fancy page folding machine. That definitely might be something that I invest in, because after a while my little fingers start to hurt from folding pages. This is actually a traditional media collage. I made this a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to make him into a sticker before the market. Stickers are my thing. I feel like every time I do a market, I want to have a new sticker design for the market.
and my giant shipment of online labels came just in time. Well, this one I had at home, but my giant shipment of online labels came just in time, and they also happen to be the sponsor of today's video, which is super awesome because I love online labels. As the name suggests, Online Labels sells custom and blank labels, also sell sticker paper, so essentially one giant label that you can make into whatever you want. I have always used online labels to make my stickers. It is such a huge part of my job and my workflow. I started off my business making stickers at home, printing them with my inkjet printer. I have recently, over the last year or two, switched back to making my stickers at home. If you're not someone that's into making stickers at home, Online Labels actually also offers making stickers for you. They offer so many different kinds of finishes. They can also make your labels for you, or you can print them at home with their label sheets or rolls. Always really happy with the quality of their sticker paper, the vibrancy that I'm able to achieve, and also the adhesive. So if you guys are interested in trying out Online Labels, you can do so with the link down below. I will also put up a code that I have for you guys for 10% off. This is also like one of the biggest stickers I've made. Let me show you guys something that I just did, and I feel so fancy. I'm always so lazy to separate color channels for my Riso, which actually, let me turn her on. But I need to for this iPod print that I have. Let me grab one to show you guys, but I have this iPod print that I had separated in Spectralite because this is just a digital painting that I did. And as you may know or not know, the Rizograph prints color by color. It's not like a regular printer, so you kind of have to format things before you send a file to print. And I didn't love how Spectralite separated out the colors, so I'm trying it out with the Photoshop method this time, because it really is one of my favorite artworks that I've ever made. So I do really want to have a nice print for it. So here you can see the difference from the old print to the new one. The old one is muddier and also a bit darker. This one I could have definitely pushed the blue a little darker just to get this little guy a bit darker, but in general it just looks better. It's a lot cleaner, smoother, and is more vibrant. Like this one just had way too much blue in it, and I also made it a 4-color print instead of 3-color, so this one has mint in it as well, apart from yellow, pink, and blue. So I feel like I was able to get some nicer greens with my mint color. Look at this. It's so cute, and it's my best zine yet. Okay, maybe there's still some misalignment in the back, but the front is all good. And the pages, I did a really good job. I did a really good job. This is like the first time that I've done a zine and nothing is like super cut off or out of place or anything. And I think the rounded corners add a really nice touch. I'm so happy with it. So now I'm gonna assemble a few of them. I always print out a lot whenever I do runs on my Riso, just to have a lot and also take advantage of the master, but I'm just gonna assemble as much as I think I need, probably like 15. It's also time dependent, so that's why I like, you see me print a lot, but maybe I'm not assembling a ton of zines. Like I think my Yakult zine, I maybe made 9,
My Mexico City one, I made maybe like 15. So I'm just gonna like be making bunches, and then if I have more time, I will make more. But I'm just trying not to use all of my time making like 50 of one zine when I don't need to, because I know I'm not gonna sell 50 of a zine. This is my little corner rounder. Other than being really cute because it has this little red ball and it's like a nice teal color, I am able to round my corners. And it's very fun. I've come back from my trip to the market and I've taken the last few days to decompress but also catch up on some tasks. I'm always really appreciative of everyone that is patient with me whenever I am traveling for work, because I actually do it quite often now. And sometimes I get orders or I have to pack sticker mail and I can't get to it for a few days because I'm prepping and then I have to travel. So I was catching up for a couple of days. One, I am feeling a little better. I mentioned earlier in the vlog like how I've been feeling a little bit lost in terms of my work, and I think whenever I spend time away, and usually it has to be forced time away from my studio and my space and like actually in the real world, I tend to come back down to reality a little bit, but I also get some perspective usually. I love my job, but working completely alone and everything solely depending on me can get kind of isolating, and it kind of becomes really easy to lose a feeling of purpose or anything like that, because what I do especially is like mostly digital, so time away from the studio, feeling a little refreshed in that regard. And I'm also doing better in like managing my ADHD. The ADHD has been ADHDing this year. Like, it's been pretty hard to keep my executive function in line, but I've been putting limits on myself and I'm feeling better. And I also always leave super inspired, and I spend way too much money than I probably should. But I visited a magazine store up in Dallas, and I have been feeling so nostalgic for magazines for honestly years. I was such a huge magazine child. I would spend all of my money that I would save up on magazines. Even going in as a teenager, I still was collecting so many magazines. I miss going to my local grocery store and there being a huge magazine section. I think some grocery stores around me will still have like a very small section, but it's not very diverse, and some of them are not very like high quality. It'll be like super cheap like celebrity news magazines, and I don't have any interest in that. So I'm really nostalgic for magazines. So I'm glad that I was recommended this store, and I picked up as many as I felt was justified, but I am feeling so fulfilled holding magazines, even if, you know, some of these are full of ads, but that's okay, because I miss this feeling of like, it almost feels like a little treasure box to me, and I'll only let myself flip through a little bit of it in the store, and then I'm just like really excited to see every single page and look at every single detail. Like, a lot of the magazines I picked out are Japanese, so I can't even read them, but for example, with like this Fudge magazine, it's mostly a fashion magazine, and it's mostly images. Like, there's not a lot of words, and I'm getting so much from these spreads. I'm just really excited. I bought magazines and I'm excited. If you're in a country where you have more access to magazines and magazine stands, I'm so jealous of you, because at least here in Texas in the US, it's pretty hard to find that, you know, as commonly as we used to be able to find it, at least when I was growing up. I would like to say thank you for making it to the end. Thank you for continuing to show up to this channel. I have been going through a lot of change over the last year with graduating and buying a home and moving, the country going to shit. So I appreciate you still being here. Just thank you for having interest in all of this, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.